One of the things I hear a lot from leaders of companies is that managers play a critical role. And Gallup's actually seen that in our data, that who you name manager is one of the most important decisions you make. So part of what I think companies need to be concerned about is who are we naming manager? How are we equipping those individuals with what they need to lead at a higher level, to play that liaison role between leadership and the front lines, and also to develop and really engage their people. I think that's one of the pieces that when we ask people why they're leaving a company, they often don't talk about the company. They talk about one person, and that person is their manager. That whole idea of people joining companies but leaving managers is critical to retention, to performance, to engagement. And that's why I think for a lot of organizations, thinking differently about how they develop those managers, how they train them, how they incentivize them to really think about driving performance and development of their people is critical. In preparing people to manage and lead, and again, whether you're a manager or aspiring to be one, or you've been in different management roles throughout your career, if you pause to think about when did you learn how to do that? Well, for most people, they learned it on the job as they go. And it's interesting the number of times where I've heard executives, senior executives say, nobody ever taught me this. Like nobody ever slowed down to take even just 2 days. And it's funny how many times people go, can we not just do it in a day? You know, it's like, but to take 2 days to really say, this is what it means to manage and lead at a higher level. And not just this is how to be nice to your people or how to know a little bit more about them, but the beauty of this course is it all links to performance. It's using Gallup's research and science and the tools that we've developed to really say, how do I begin to drive higher levels of performance within my team, within my organization? I think even one of the differentiators, and you hear managers and organizations talk a lot about culture, but I think they're doing themselves a disservice when they equate culture to, I call it the beanbags, baristas, and basketball hoops. They're talking about environmental things that really aren't going to retain people. What's going to retain people is them figuring out, how do I individualize my approach? How do I begin to think about this one person, maybe it's a woman in the workplace who just had a baby and loves her job, but wants some flexibility to be home or to have a day a week she works from home. So for managers to individualize their approach toward their team members, what does that person need or want or desire to still do their job, but actually do it even with a higher level of excellence? And so for a manager, it's not as simple as, here's your job description, go do it, but it really is part of the manager's job is to say, how do I understand that person? How do I coach them? How do I give them what they need to exceed and perform at the best level they possibly could?